Welcome to Tibalt's Apprentice. It's kind of harsh lighting there, isn't there? Anyhow, I don't usually... Wow, it's kind of the day that it's been today. I don't usually rant in my videos about Magic. Magic's a game. Wizards of the Coast are not here to satisfy our needs. They're there to make money. And I usually have a good head for that, trying to keep that in mind and so on. But this is a rant about Magic and a rebuttal, both from me. I have here on screen something I wrote the other night. And I won't get into the whole thing about why I wrote it or whatever, but I mean, maybe that'll come across, maybe it won't. But then the next day I come up with a relatively solid rebuttal for what I wrote. And I'm actually curious because I haven't read it again. I wrote it that night, I put it away, forgot about it. There's been a lot of things going on in life since then, x-rays, MRIs, things like that. But you don't care about that. We'll just get into it. Let's talk Magic. Let's talk Arena, specifically Magic in general, and then we'll get back to my rant and my rebuttal. We'll get back to my rebuttal. I guess that's it. Seeming a little disorganized and scattered. That's kind of the day that I've been. It's probably because I just shipped off 3,000 Magic cards to Star City Games, and I'm worrying about those. Anyhow. I'm going to open this up right now. Take a look at what I wrote. Already, I can see the title is "Has Magic Become Unfun?" To call this an essay would be giving myself way too much credit for having a command of the English language or being able to know grammar rules or even how things work. Anyhow, I don't have those things. We're pretty clear on that by now. Anyhow. Has Magic become unfun? It's a question I want to explore. Let me get this out of the way. First of all, to those trolls who want to jump on the comments down below, yes, if I was better at Magic, I wouldn't have any reason to be salty. Sure, I've been playing for 25 years and I lose all the time, and maybe this isn't the game for me. Maybe I should be playing, Go Fish or War. So there you go. You're way too wise for me. You put me in my place, and now we'll get on to the bulk of what I wanted to talk about. Gosh, here's the rebuttal part. I seem really bitter, don't I? Anyhow, back to what I actually wrote. So now we got that out of the way, let's move on to the topic that I want to talk about. I won't go into all the things that goes into writing this essay, and I have that in quotes because, again, I don't have a great command of the English language. But I want to keep it to the facts. But then I want to talk about feelings. So those aren't really facts. I'm kind of going all over the place with this, aren't I? Magic games aren't fun. So I'm going to take my share of the blame and say perhaps it's on me for not putting together fun decks to play. And I should go on to say that this applies to the Arena online games. So perhaps it's not fair to say Magic is unfun, but since WotC has put all their efforts into Arena, that's what I'm going to be talking about. So many of WotC's decisions seems to be based on profit and not on the players. And I get it. It's a business. They're there to make money. This is so frustrating. It's taking me further away from the topic that I want to get to. Further evidence of my limited intellect, I guess. Anyhow, so I'm going to try to distill this as best I can. I want to know who's to blame for Magic not being fun, and if it's me, I will accept that, and maybe it's time to stop playing. Maybe it's time to step away. Some time ago, we talked about power creep on the channel and how it couldn't go on forever. We've talked about wallet fatigue. We've talked about the push to go digital. And again, this is on WotC's part, the push to go digital. And then COVID hit. feels like we hit a critical mass at that point. It seems to me that in an effort to generate more money and to get more players, WotC has made a lot of, and the product design team have made a lot of decisions that have pushed Magic towards a profit-based, a pay-to-win, they've pushed and designed things in a way that it's artificial. It's like a house of cards that won't stand. They have powerful cards to sell booster boxes, but then they wind up banning the cards, weeks later because they don't interact with the rest of the thing. But now I'm getting off the topic again at this point. The best example I can think of is I had a chance to introduce a friend to the game recently, only to see him burn out within less than a year of playing the game. It's true his only exposure was to Arena. But the things that pushed him out of the game are symptoms of a larger sickness that, goes back towards those profits. The fact that new sets are rotated into Arena and other sets are rotated out and then sold back to me, I'm taking it personally at this point, are sold back to us later on is sort of a problem. I'm trying to think of how many wild cards I've burned getting cards that I knew I already had, when the set was active in. Anyhow. So I try to start over again. I've learned to see, too, the hype of the new sets coming out as soon as the current set is released. I'm terrible at writing this. I've already talked about our collections being stripped away in Arena. And so maybe there's some trolls and stuff still out there, or other people. Maybe it's a valid criticism. This says I should be playing Magic the Gathering online. But that's not where WotC's put their effort or energy. They put it all into Arena. So I can hear you saying that I'm being a big hypocrite. And if I really, really was that attached to the game, then I would go there and play that. But again, that's not where WotC has put their effort and their energy. They've created Arena, and they've made this cool thing that that doesn't really correlate with everything else. I think that kind of effort could have been put into something else. I have to admit, too, that when I go to MTG online, it feels like a chore having to wait for everything to load up and everything. Anyhow, you can see this clearly was a rant. And I took a day and I thought about what I had written here. I skipped over a whole paragraph. Anyhow, I think you get the point. I think you see the things that I'm talking about. And while I'm not articulating very well, feel free in the comments to mention things that maybe I should have pointed out, or maybe things that I shouldn't have pointed out. Anyhow, here is the rebuttal. The rebuttal is, it's all my fault. It's all my fault because as soon as you turn your fun, your livelihood over to somebody else, they control you. This is getting all deep and zen now. But the fact is, yeah, when you're relying on an outside external source for your happiness, they now have power over you and can control you, and you're at their mercy and their whim. And I thought about it, and yeah, maybe it's just me not putting enough effort into the decks that are out there, or not playing in a manner that is conducive for fun. It's not their fault that the game is set up. Well, yeah, it's not their fault that the game is set up, or I have chosen to play janky decks, or haven't chosen to advance my play style. And I bring this up because I've actually had a chance now to play with a few other people online, not friends, or rather, not friends that I've met in person or face to face, but folks that I've collected along the travels throughout Facebook groups and stuff. And I've realized that losing games, even to people that I've had a little bit of interaction with outside of Arena, isn't that bad. I can stomach it better. It doesn't feel as bad. And I guess really, though I said I was going to talk about facts, I didn't. I talked about feelings. I talked about the fact that the game makes me feel bad or puts me in a position where I feel like it's win or die. That's it, win or die. If I'm not scoring points, it's just frustrating because I'm playing against, I'm not even going to say top tier decks. I'm going to say meta decks that, yeah, like I said, it's either win or lose when I play. And so I find myself conceding to matches when I never would do that in the past. I would always play it out. I would let the other person have their fun. If we're sitting down at the table and you want to make 50, little scoop mobs or whatever to come after, fine, do it. But face-to-face is never going to be replaced by digital. And I need to spend more time making better decks. And, yeah, that's my rebuttal to my lame essay. Anyhow, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this? Was I right when I was ranting? Am I right saying that, get good? That's my solution for me, is to get good or to play other people that, even if it is competitive, it doesn't have to be that way when you can talk to the person. I don't think they should add a discussion feature to Arena because I think that would just be toxic. The limited interaction that you have now is fine, but yeah, these are just random thoughts. It's just a complete rant to this video. I don't really expect it, but if you do, take time to comment down below. I read all the comments. I appreciate each and every subscriber that I have. And again, my apologies for not being on top of putting out more content. I'm hoping the new year brings situations where I can make more content. But as long as you hang in there, subscribed, I will keep putting out new stuff. Yeah, I don't really know where to end this video except to say click the like button, subscribe if you will. If you really are dedicated, hit the bell. But yeah, thanks for listening to me rant for, I don't know, however long this was. I'm hitting the button like it's this camera up here. I forgot. We're actually on the webcam. Ooh, and I look green. Well, anyhow, thanks for watching.